Yes. Okay, I just hit the recording button. But
Okay, that's fine. It okay?
yeah, I love your Snoopy. Like, are you into Snoopy?
Oh, I've always been into Snoopy.
Okay, I didn't know that about you, but I see from your email address that you are a
Yeah.
Snoopy fan. So,
Oh,
oh, that's
oh,
cool.
yeah. Since I was a little kid. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that. How are you feeling about today?
You all right?
All right, good, good, good. Do you know anything about life coaching?
A little bit because I watched Dr. Phil and he has a life coach on there.
That's good. There's different styles of life coaching. There's
Right.
people that help people get to financial goals, health goals, career goals, family goals. I'm the kind of life coach that helps you find you, the places that you're stuck, help you find who you are, help you understand why you're doing what you're doing, and then from there, see where you want to move. Now, that can start from a goal. We can use a goal, but the goal is going to be used to help find you and who you are and then help you achieve that goal. And you don't have to come with a goal. There doesn't have to be like any specific personal goal. Lots of people come to me just because they're lost. They don't know who they are, they have no direction, and that's great too. So I help them do that. Now, there's two, I want to call them philosophies. Okay, I'll use the word philosophy that I absolutely attune to with my coaching. Number one is you can't do it wrong. So as we approach whatever it is that you're coming to me with and we start to coach that, it's going to be from the mindset of I'm going to show you what you were doing to help yourself. We're going to remove all the judgment and then see who Cherie is from there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. But what's fascinating to me, just hearing that Pam's doing it and I'm doing this, that at our age we're still trying to find ourselves.
Yeah.
That's fascinating to me.
Do you know that's going to be the rest of your life? It doesn't stop because you change
Yeah, you do. You
at
do.
different times of your life. How do you think you find yourself? What do you think you're trying to find in finding yourself?
New growth and new direction, I would say. I think I'm stuck right now. Like you mentioned that. I feel like I'm stuck in a rut right now. And I am seeing a therapist also. Uh, Recently, this just started. And I told him about me doing this. And he liked that. Um, that just is something because was telling my general physician that felt like I was stuck in this rut. And I said, I can't really call it depression. I wouldn't say because I've been depressed and I know what that's like. I mean, I just sit around and cry and don't want to see anybody, don't want to do anything. And I'm not like that per se. Um, but I mentioned it to her that I was kind of in this rut and that actually they have a therapist on staff now at their doctor's office. And so she actually said, well, he's open right now if you want to go talk to him. And since then, we've had Zoom calls kind of like this. And I think it's going, that's going well.
I love that. Okay, so let me ask you this. If you're okay with it, we're just going to go ahead and jump in and I will cover a couple things
Okay.
later also just that you might have questions about.
Okay.
What is the feeling of being in a rut? What makes you think you're in a rut? Like what's the feeling that's associated with that?
Uh, Boredom
Boredom.
and I guess loneliness in a way. And I feel like I've changed in that I'm not actively going out seeking social situations like I used to. Um, and I don't know if that's good or bad, or if I have a different view now of people and their motives, and I just don't want to be part of that. But yet, I love being social and I love going out and doing things. But now it's like I just come home I mean, I'll go out occasionally, but not like I used to. I mean, I just basically come home and stay home. And I'll occasionally go out somewhere close to the house, like to hear a live band or something like that. But I'm not actively just all into the social stuff like I used to be. And I
I
miss it in some ways, I miss it, but I'm not sure if that was the right thing for me now. I'm at a loss, which of course, not to be keep bringing up the counselor, but he's wanting me to find different outlets for social activities and not the same type that I've done before, like maybe volunteer work, maybe finding a church that I like, more that kind of thing than just quote unquote partying kind of. He thinks I'd be more fulfilled that way. So I've been trying to get some of those ideas in my head for for the new year.
Oh, I love that. Well, and I may be doing a new vision board event
Yeah, I like
soon
that.
again. So if I do that, that would be something you might really, really enjoy. Okay, it makes sense that you would be in a rut because what I hear you saying is going out the same way that you used to go out doesn't feel the same. But you can't tell if it's because maybe you're holding back because you maybe are putting up a wall, or if it just doesn't feel as much fun anymore and you're not sure about that, so you're not sure what to do next or if you should even go out. Would you
I,
agree with that?
I think it's a little bit of both of those. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let me ask you, when you go out and then you come home, do you have the desire to go out? And then is there a feeling with that, or is there just no desire to go out?
There's a desire, but I usually go out by myself a lot. And I think that's part of it. To the point where I don't want to go out by myself for a long time. I just did whatever I wanted, went wherever I wanted to go by myself or with somebody else, whatever. And it didn't bother me going places alone. But now it's almost like I feel almost embarrassed, I guess, in a way, to always be there by myself and feeling alone, even though I'm in a group of people, if that makes sense.
Yeah. What is the thought that is attached to feeling embarrassed about going out by myself a lot?
Um, that's probably in my head that I'm thinking, oh, here's Sherry again, and she's by herself. I don't know. It's just like I don't fit in anywhere, I guess. It's the feeling of not being fitting in, and then I just show up and kind of feel like a third wheel a lot of times. And everybody else is there with a big group of people or with a significant other. And here's Sherry sitting there by herself, which I meet interesting people. But when I go out by myself, I do. But I don't think those are develop into like close friendships or anything. So it's almost like what's the point? Does that make sense? I
Hmm.
went out and talking to new people and hearing their points of view about different things and their life, and I get all involved in that, but then I never hear from them again. So I think, did I need to really get all invested? Am I too involved with people that I'm probably never going to see again? Because like I'll come home and be real excited, like, oh, I met so and so, and they do this, they do that, they got this many kids, and they've got this, and but then I never hear from them again. So it's almost like I get all excited about possibility of a new friend or a new relationship, possibly male, female, whatever, and then it's like I get over invested
Hmm.
in other people's lives, and then I feel disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. Is there an expectation that they would reach out to you, or do you ever try to reach out to them?
Oh, both. I do both.
Okay, but the connection just ends, is what you're saying then.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we may text back and forth, but a little bit or something like that. But it just, I mean, there's a few people that I've kept in. Like I have a really good friend, Sandy, that I met going out by myself, and we're still real good friends. I was actually in her wedding last year. So I mean, it doesn't always go that way. I met Savannah, my other friend, like that. So I can't say it always goes that way. I guess maybe I think in more in that regards as like a male relationship, maybe that doesn't seem to go anywhere. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Maybe.
so what I think what you're saying is that you would prefer to have a male relationship, or maybe that's something that you want, and that's the part of you that you're not feeling.
Maybe, but it's like to the point I've given up now. It's like I don't want to keep trying because it doesn't seem to go anywhere. Even if I meet this wonderful person that I really like and I get invested in, like I said, and I get to know all about them, and I think I respect them, I admire them, but it doesn't go anywhere. So what is the point in me getting all involved in knowing about this person? I mean, sometimes it happens with females too. I mean, but I guess I'm thinking of it more as a male right off the bat. And I'm just kind of tired of trying to date or meet anybody. It's just like, I think I feel like that most men today don't really want a relationship. And I don't want to just have frivolous relationships, you
Yeah.
know. That's not me. That's never been me. And it's not like I'm trying to get married or anything like that. And I don't even know that I need something totally serious either. But it's just like I don't like getting, like I said, getting involved and getting to know somebody and texting them for a week or two, and then just all of a sudden they're ghosted me. And of course, I kind of blame that. I take it personally sometimes, and maybe I shouldn't, because evidently they're just jerks anyway. But
Mhm.
that, does that make sense?
Oh, it does. And I love this. I love, love, love this. I mean, I don't love the feeling. And I
Right.
think so many people can relate to this. But okay, I'm going to tell you what I see from a standpoint of energy.
Okay.
A lot of times when we put ourselves out there to meet people,
Right.
especially if we want a relationship like with a partner, there's a level of vulnerability that you're
Right.
putting yourself out there that's going to keep yourself open to the unknown and the possibility of rejection, which is just a human
Right.
part of the process.
Right.
So when we put ourselves out there and we feel those feelings of rejection, we take a hit. Our self-esteem takes a hit, the confidence takes a
Right.
hit. Now, if we go out there on a regular basis, it's going to keep taking hits. And that's not bad because it's our energy's going down, but it's just a sign that we need to pull back and replenish. We can go out there as humans to advertise ourselves, to make connections, to get into a relationship, to give and receive love. That might be the intention. But when we put ourselves out there, we're putting out our love. We're putting out who we are. And that takes a lot of energy, right? If it's not coming back to us from another person, the partner that we're hoping to connect with, then the energy is just getting drained, right? Which is not a bad thing because all we need to do, it's a sign to take a step back to replenish ourselves. And the reason I'm taking a guess, because this may not be it, but I'm taking a guess that this may be what you might want to do is because you're telling me you still want a relationship. You told me you're a little bit lonely, but that you're not getting what you want from being out there. So that tells me you still want to be out there, you still want the result of what you get from going out there, but that now the energy that it requires to exert putting yourself out there openly with confidence and vulnerability and availability is heavier. It's harder.
Right.
Okay, totally makes sense though. So this is an easy fix. And let me tell you what this easy fix is. So, first of all, you can't do this wrong. I've already shared that with you. If you can't do this wrong, all life is telling you is, oh, Cherie, we need to step back and find our own love. We need to fill our own cup because our cup, when it's not filled, is coming out there a little empty. And when it wants other people to fill the cup, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good if it's not getting filled. We're putting ourselves out there and we don't have a load of our own love to carry us through. It just feels disappointing, empty. You would feel like the third wheel, but that's so natural. And then you start thinking, is there something wrong with me? Right? Another thing people do is they project it on the whole world. The whole world is bad. Nobody's good anymore. Nobody wants a relationship, which none of that is true. None of that is true.
Right.
What is true when we start having these negative thoughts and negative conversations with ourselves is that our energy is low. It's a strong indicator that your cup of self-love is low. And what that says is, okay, I need to take a step back and replenish it. Does that make sense to you so far?
Yes.
Because you want the relationship. So then the next obvious question would be like, all right, Diane, then what do we do? What do we do so we can get to feeling good about ourselves, right? And so that we can get back out there, whichever way we choose. Because when you do get back out there, whenever that is, and you don't have to have it totally full to get back out there, we just need to fill it up to a degree that you feel comfortable enough to just test the waters. And there's different ways you can do that. But how do I fill my own cup? Now, well, we take a step back and life is bringing this to you perfectly, Cherie. You know why? Because when we're feeling a lack of that connection and we have a desire in there, we get to see what our insecurities are, what our desires are, and life brings us to look at those so that we can get set free of them. Any attachments, any insecurities that are making you feel less connected or loving of yourself and less free in your life, life will bring that opportunity to you to set you free. When you get set free of those insecurities and those attachments, then your cup starts to automatically fill, right? Because when you went out to life and you went to go test out the waters to get the kind of love you wanted to get, when you didn't receive it, you took in some information about yourself or the world that doesn't feel good. And so we get to look at that and we get to look at how does Cherie feel in this space right now? What was she was feeling in here that we can set free so that she can feel connected to herself to now go back out there. When you go out and you feel like you're a third wheel
Mm-hmm.
in company, what does that mean to you? What does a third wheel look like to you or mean to you?
Just that I'm not part of the actual group, or that I'm not there with a significant other, or my best girlfriend, even that I'm just kind of out there, uh kind of dangling on the side.
And what does that mean to you? Like if I'm a third wheel and I'm not there with someone else, a significant other or a friend, I'm just out there. What does that mean about you?
I used to think that meant I was very independent and I just did my own thing, and I used to be very proud of that. But I guess now I don't feel that way anymore about it.
What do you feel?
It's seems like an ongoing thing that it's just I'm kind of no, I wouldn't say disappointed with it. I don't know. I really can't put my finger on it. I just don't like being the one that's always putting myself out there by myself and not connecting anywhere. I don't.
Okay. I'm the one that's always putting myself out there, and now it doesn't feel as good
Right.
because I'm not making the connections that I want. And so does it feel like it's more effort and less reward?
Yeah.
And now you want it to be reversed?
I want it to be like it used to be when I was just throw caution to the wind, go out, have fun, and not feel like I cared who I was with or anything. But I don't feel that way now.
Ah, okay. Tell me if this would be a true statement. So you're not feeling as independent or maybe empowered when you're out there?
Right,
Because, okay, because what I hear you saying is I could go out by myself. And when I went out by myself, you weren't paying as much attention. You just drew it to you.
right.
And now it's not just coming to you.
Yeah, like I said, I just feel like it's not any real connections now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. It feels different.
Yeah, and I feel like people don't let you in their circles.
You're feeling left out.
Yeah, yeah, that's one way to put it. Yeah, it's like there's clicks,
Yeah. Clicks.
and
Oh,
that's and so even if I go out by myself, I'm not part of any of the groups that's around.
and is this something, are these the same places you're going to over and over again? And it's the same groups that are together and you just don't feel like you're a part of any of them?
Groups, no, it's not always the same groups. No, people, no, it's just I guess the same scenario happens if I'm going out by myself. Now I don't feel that way if I go out with other people, because I've got people there with me, you know, and then I'm in my own little group, I guess. But I don't feel like most of the people I hang out with, though, like if we see somebody by themselves or something, we're like, oh, come sit with us. Or if you're here by yourself, I think we're more welcoming than some other people seem to be. And I've always tried to include people, especially if it's somebody new. That just back well when I was real active in KSS, there was somebody new. I'd always try to talk to them and welcome them to the group and tell them about events that's coming up or try to get them involved. And because who knows, I always felt like, well, we might be their only outlet. We don't know that about other people.
Yeah.
Does that make
It does. And if you're a welcoming kind of person that includes people, which by the way, on your Enneagram test, that's just an obvious trait of a number two,
sense?
is that you're always thinking about other people. You're always looking to others' needs. So it makes sense that you would be a natural person to come and bring people together. So if we took that trait and instead of seeing where other people don't have it, see it as your superpower,
Right?
what usually prompts you or stimulates you to want to go out?
Usually it's a live music band or something.
Okay, so you're not usually wanting to go out based on a mood.
If I hear somebody's playing that I really like, you know, then I have to be in the mood. I mean, most of the time, if I kind of make up my mind, I don't change it and I go.
Okay, I love that. Okay, so what this tells me about you, Cherie, also is that you will be prompted by something that you like to do or like to
Right,
see,
right,
and your mood may not be at the level that's aligned with maybe the way that you used to be, or maybe the excitement of the event, but you make your mind up to go out. If you're in a lower energy state, if you're going out to a place that you would usually go out to when you had high spirits, but
right.
you're in lower spirits and a lower energy, it's going to drain you more than it's going to give to you if you're feeling kind of empty. Does that make sense at all to you?
It does.
Yeah, okay. And that's normal. So to me, that makes sense that when you go out, you will then start feeling the lack of connection. Things aren't the way that they used to be. People are different. I'm not feeling like I fit in. It's more about the energy that you're living in day to day
Right.
than it is about the actual event you're going to or atmosphere of it. Do you connect with that so far?
I do.
Okay, so the first thing I want to point out here that really stands out to me is, oh, these places may be great places for you to still meet people, possibly someone you want, It's important for you to start connecting with who you are and your own love, and maybe paying more attention to your energy before you go out, knowing it's going to cost you. Like, ooh, I want to go do this,
Right.
right?
Right.
So that's something just fun. That's an energy that you've had for so long. But now, because you're at a different phase, that maybe there are life circumstances around you that are making you feel a little bit down or maybe a little bit less energy. So the opportunity here would be to pay closer attention to your energy. Do I want to see this group? Is it going to make me happy to just see the group? Can I go out to go see this group without needing to make any connections? Will I still enjoy it as much? So then the thing that I would look at here is, before you go out, let's say I'm excited about going to see a band. Well, how do I feel right now? Like, really, what am I feeling? Am I feeling lonely? Am I feeling really confident about myself? Do I feel good? Do I feel connected with myself and my own love? Will I find fulfillment if I go out there and be able to enjoy it just by myself and feel satisfied? Or if I go out there, am I willing to take the chance that I might take a hit if I don't get what I need because I'm feeling a little lonely and I might want some attention? If I don't get that, can I come home and be okay with that? Or is it too much of a cost? Am I feeling kind of down? And if I go and my expectations or desires aren't met, is it going to make me feel really bad? And I don't want to feel more bad. Does
I
that make
think
sense?
I think that's what's been happening. I guess that I'm expecting too much, and like you said, I take a hit. Like you said, when it doesn't go necessarily like I think it will, maybe that makes sense to me. And that's because it's happened so many times. That's why I've not been wanting to go out.
Yep. 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 Yeah. You're normal. You're normal. So all you have to do is fill your cup. So what it is there's something going on inside of your spirit, which we can dig into, that is feeling empty. It's feeling a longing, or it's feeling an emptiness, or it's feeling a sadness. Something's going on there, or an insecurity, and the world is not satisfying that need. So life is asking for you to fill that need for yourself. It's proving itself by not giving you what you want out in the world, because
Right.
it's a need that needs to be met on your own. So let's take a look at this. What would you say is an insecurity as of late, one or two of them, that keeps popping up in your head about yourself? You feel like sharing that?
Yeah. Rejection.
Rejection.
That's probably the main one. Just don't feel as confident about myself as I used to.
Okay, rejection. I don't feel as confident as I used to.
Right.
Okay, where's that coming from?
Rejection.
So, where are you getting your confidence from? When do you feel most confident?
Right now,
Mm-hmm.
nowhere.
Nowhere.
Yeah. I, yeah.
Where did you used to feel most confident?
Just doing the things that I love to do and not having to care about what anybody thought about it. I guess just doing my own thing. I mean, I don't say that I'm like down on myself all the time. That's not, that sounded bad. It's just, I guess I'm just stuck in a rut right now.
Yeah. There's
I've
a
had the
reason.
same job for 4 years with the same patient for 4 years. So every day is kind of the same. And even like when I'm off, I just don't have that motivation to like get out and do something fun. When I was younger, I'd just take off and go to Gatlinburg by myself or go to Pigeon Forge by myself. And now I just don't have that desire to do that anymore. It's just like What do you want to do? You know, you've been there before. You've done it before. I have gone up to the casino by myself recently, but I've done that a couple of times. But trying to stay away from there. Occasionally, all of a sudden, I'll get a whim and I'll be like, "Oh, I'm going to go do that," you know. But it's not like it used to be.
Yeah, well, you tied this to rejection. So you're saying that you used to feel confident just doing your own thing,
Right,
right? But now you don't feel as confident anymore. And you said that rejection is part of that.
right.
Okay, that's a little bit of a different energy. If you used to feel confident just doing your own thing, if that energy was still happening now, where's the rejection coming from?
Just to, again, just trying to meet new people or uh, I guess I don't find the fulfillment now like I used to of just doing things by myself.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. In the past, if you made connections, right, and you had that attention, did that feed your confidence?
Yeah,
Okay, so yeah, that's where I'm thinking the connection is that, okay, so when I would come out of confidence, make connections, and I would feel connected to people, I feel that attention, and that felt really good. So that
right,
kept feeding the confidence.
right.
Okay, so it sounds like to me that connections with other people and possibly another partner, maybe, like that would be an ideal one for you, makes you feel more confident. It makes you feel more connected. Okay, so that's it. That's beautiful. I mean, stinks, but whatever. We're going to get to the good stuff because what it is that was where a lot of your validation came from. It came from other people, but now that you're not getting it, you're going to have to find it all on your own.
Right.
It makes sense that when you have such a warm, drawing energy and then people start coming around to you, it feels really, really good. It feels great. And then we can get attached to that very easily because, oh my gosh, look at me just being me. And it's having such an effect on other people. I love this. I want more. So it would make sense that that would bring a lot of happiness and a lot of love and a lot of identity here. And now, when you go out and do that, you're not getting the same result that you want from people.
Sounds to me so selfish to hear you say that.
It's, listen, we are all self centered. We're not selfish. Some of us are selfish, but self centered is a good thing because the world has made self centered a bad thing. But self centered is you connecting and feeding yourself. When you feed yourself, then you're not needy like a
Right.
leech to need to be fed by other people. When you fill your own cup and you become your center, then you have so much to give to other people. And it sounds like that's probably how it started off for you. Well, it seems like life is now drawing you to a place where you need to fill your own cup now, right?
Right.
Detach from needing that connection from other people, and then let's see what happens. You can still be in the same environment and use it to fill your own cup instead of needing it from someone else. Do you connect with that at all? Does it make sense?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does.
All it is, Cherie, it's you connecting with the love inside of yourself and detaching from the need of that connection from someone else. Now, it doesn't feel good in the process, right? Like I
Right.
wouldn't necessarily just jump out in the scene and say, okay, I'm just going to practice loving myself here. Not if I'm low energy.
Right.
If I'm low energy, I'm going to find some things first that are personal to me that are going to fill my cup. Now, for me, that's hiking, motorcycle riding. It could be a bubble bath. It could be just journaling, reading a good book, dancing to good music by myself. But it's taking some time by myself to feel the love. It's intentionally doing something by myself to connect with myself, right?
Right.
Now, it may feel very, very uncomfortable at first, but it's finding that pleasure in your own company. It's when those thoughts come when you're by yourself to switch them from, look at me, I'm lonely, I don't have anybody, I'm not making any connections to, ooh, what am I making myself for dinner tonight? Oh, let me dress up for me tonight.
Right.
Or, ooh, what do I want to do tonight for myself? But it's intentionally doing that. Now, the reason we want to do that is we need to start putting deposits into your self esteem tank. Now,
Yeah.
it's not that your self-esteem is necessarily low as a whole. But whatever's going on in your life, maybe you've taken some hits. They were draining. Maybe you put yourself out in new ways. Staying with the same patient for 4 years and it being monotonous would be a draining thing. So you have to fill your own cup. As you start making those little deposits, right? You need to feel in your heart that connection to yourself. When those thoughts start coming in, right, that I feel like a third wheel, people aren't the same way. I'm
Right.
not going to make those connections. Whenever they come in, I would love for you to start intentionally saying, wait, that's not my truth. I'm feeling low energy. I don't have to believe that. Now, you can sit in that emotion and say, I can be low energy right now, and this thought just coming in. What does it feel like to you when I say that?
Well, I think I guess I'm combining what you're saying to what I mentioned that the other therapist said, that I need to find other outlets to give of myself other than what I've been doing before.
To give of yourself.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, in my opinion, and again, I don't want to go against your therapist, and if it ever gets competing,
Right.
let me know because you don't want to get confused. A lot of times when you do therapy and life coaching, they do different practices.
Right.
So if at any point you get confused or this doesn't work for you, let me know in reading your personality type, and I'm going to suggest that you go back and read the whole thing, you have a natural tendency to give. Now, twos, when they start going in low energy, they overgive. Then they start going into codependency and neediness because they're overgiving, 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 trying to fill a cup of love that from the world that only they can give. And it ends up tiring them out. So, in my opinion, I wouldn't say that you necessarily need to find another outlet to give of yourself. I think I would be looking for some place to fill my cup with, right? Instead of giving more of yourself out in the world, because you said it perfectly. When you go out there, I'm investing this time in people
Right.
and why it's taking from me, right?
Right.
That's a natural tendency for a two, is to give, invest. But if you're feeling low energy, there's going to be a stronger expectation to receive. And even if somebody doesn't give a little bit, with the emptier you are, the bigger it's going to feel,
Right.
right?
I get that.
So it wouldn't be necessarily putting yourself out there to give of yourself more. I think it would be ways of filling your cup, whether it's going on a walk by yourself, a hike, going to read, going to something just for you,
Right.
right? But to make that connection with yourself, like to start dating yourself for a little while in order to bring up that energy, that insecurity that you're feeling, to bring up the confidence level, it needs to come from you now. Before it
Right.
was finding it from the world, now it needs to come from you. Once you fill it up with yourself, then you go back out in the world. Because human behavior 101, when your energy starts low, automatically all your insecurities, your negative thinking will start to rise up. It's in your brain. Your neural pathways are set with these belief systems about yourself. So when you're low energy, they start to come up more and more. So when you go out into these environments in a lower energy, they automatically pop up, and now they're adding to the negative thinking by saying this is why you're not going to get what you want, when it's not actually the truth. The truth is that your energy is just low, and you need to find that connection within yourself. Does that make sense?
I do. Yeah, it does. Mhm.
Okay, so if I were to give you an assignment, I would give you one of two assignments. You can pick whichever one you want, if you
Okay.
want one. If you don't, see if either of these sound good to you. Is number one, I would start journaling. Make that a regular practice. The purpose of this exercise is for you to see how you're feeling about yourself. How am I viewing Cherie these days? How do I view myself personally, internally? Do I think I'm beautiful? Do I think I'm fun? Am I feeling fun these days? Not how I used to feel. How am I feeling now? Am I feeling lethargic? Am I feeling like unmotivated? Do I feel like I don't want to do anything? Do I feel like I'm not going to get anybody? Do I feel like I'm going to be alone the rest of my life? Do I feel like I can get somebody, but this is where I'm at? Do I feel like I've got so much to give? Do you see what I'm saying here? I would say if it starts to feel too hard, then stop. Don't put that kind of pressure on yourself. Just try to give it a little nudge to see how you feel. That's the first exercise I would give you. The next exercise I would give to you is I really would love for you to explore some things that you can do totally by yourself. What would I want to do? Do I want to go out on a coffee date with myself? Do I want to go to the movies by myself? Do I want to go for a walk? Do I want to go shopping for a goldfish? I don't even know. Do I want to go buy a new plant? Do I want to join some kind of group? Start thinking about that just as a playground, not as a, I need to figure this out, just something you play with. Like, oh, what would I like to do completely by myself? Okay, when I put out both of these exercises, tell me what that makes you think or feel.
The second one sounds more like me
More like you.
than actually writing down the good and the bad. I
Yeah,
think the other one seems more positive
yeah,
in my mind
yeah.
because I'd find little things to make, which is ironic because usually it's little things that make me happy anyway.
I love that.
Little bitty something that probably nobody else would care about
Yeah,
is the kind of things that usually makes me happy.
like Snoopy.
Yeah, like anything, just like something small. I can't think of an example right now, but yeah, it's just something that usually that somebody else might think is silly.
Yeah. Well, I gotta say that I love that you just noticed that you would prefer the second exercise over the first. And again, I'm going to suggest you read your results again
Okay.
because twos don't naturally want to deal with their feelings.
Okay.
That's not a natural way for you to want to go. In fact, you're going to want to stay away from them. You will do extra, you will put yourself more out in the world just to not deal with your feelings. I would read this and then possibly do that list assignment. How about we
Okay.
switch it up to that? Read through all of your results from that Enneagram test I had you take.
Okay.
And when you see this connection after reading it, if you want to do that feelings list, if you
Okay.
feel like I could do it, then do it. If you don't, we're going to talk about that next
Okay.
week. Either way. And then we'll keep the second assignment. Pick something that you would like to do. I would love to know what that is when you do find out what you would enjoy doing.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Do you have any other thoughts?
yeah, that sounds good.
And let me ask you this. How do you feel about this session so far? How are you feeling inside?
Good. Confident. Okay.
Okay.
Positive.
Okay, great. Do you feel like we might have stirred up anything?
Nothing negative.
Okay.
If anything, stirred up positivity
Okay, great. Good. Good.
because I don't feel like, oh, this is about, no, I think this is going to motivate me to look, like you said, inward
Yeah.
instead of outward.
Yeah, I love that. So the reason I even asked that question, it's very important for me as a coach to be able to tell what's going on inside,
Right.
just so I can gauge it, right? And be sensitive to that. So if it's uncomfortable or it's very, very hard, that's important for me to know so that we can try to understand it and see what's going on there. I love that you even said that yes, it's going to help you dig a little deeper because I can't wait for you to read your results. I can't wait. You're going to see that this is you're just getting ready to open up another chapter of your life, Cherie. This is life bringing you to a place of okay, you've given and gotten all these years this way. Now we're going to show you a new way, and how much abundance can come out of that when you're even more free.
Right.
It'll
That's
be
a,
beautiful to watch. So thank you for even letting me inside your spirit, your heart, for sharing who you are with me. That means so much more than you even know. So I appreciate that.
yeah.
So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All
Okay.
right. Bye.
Bye.